Putting on a successful show is a balancing act. You have to leverage location, labor, and costs. Throw in uncontrollable factors like weather and economics, and you can see where it's no easy feat to keep a Mopar show like this one continually successful. That's exactly what the dedicated members of the Midwest Mopar Club, way up in Minnesota, have been doing for the last 39 years.
That's hard. Very hard. Very hard. You think you have it and you don't.
Yeah. Tell me about your truck. You got everybody's name on here from 9/11?
It's a 9/11 tribute. It's got all the names on it from the first responders who were killed.
Right. So you got everybody on there?
Everybody's on there.
Are you a first responder yourself?
I was a firefighter for 12 years, yep.
All right. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Beautiful truck, man.
Thank you.
Rob Wolf reporting from the center of the Mopar world for June of 2023. Stillwater, Minnesota, the Mopars in the Park show.
This is our 39th annual show. Next year is our 40th. This is the 9th year for the Burnout competition, which when I approached the board 9 years ago to pour the pad of concrete and do this, they laughed at me. They said nobody'd be interested. Well, I'm seeing a lot of nobody. So consider yourself nobody. Give yourself a hand. Come on. Every year I ask for participants. I pay out $1,650 in prize money. For whatever reason, I can't get more than 5 to 6 people to do a burnout. They get paid well. They'd rather go out on the street, break the law, jeopardize getting their car impounded and towed, getting a big fat ticket instead of doing it right here in a safe environment. So you got to give all these drivers a big round of applause when they get done with their burnout.
Well, that's enough foolishness. Let's check out what's in the car show side of things.
Right ahead. Tell us about the car.
Well, it's a 71 Plymouth Duster pilot car.
Pilot car.
It's I've owned it 27 years and just decided to bring it up. Didn't bring it last year. We talked with you. And,
right.
And
so I've never seen it at a show before. Is this the first time it's been at a show?
It was at Mopars in the Park back when they had it at Raceway Park.
Okay, you're going way back.
So I drove it here one time.
That's like 20 years ago.
It's over 20 years. Yeah, I've owned it 27. And it's all numbers matching. From the thermal quad to the transmission, motor, rear end, everything.
So in that 20 years, have you freshened it up, or is it in the same state it's been in for that long?
No, we redid this car 25 to 27 years ago and started in 95.
Right.
And when I purchased it. And yeah, when I bought it, it was actually advertised in a local shopper, and the car was black. It was a vinyl top car, I knew, because it had all the badging on it.
Right.
But was painted black and then brown where the green's supposed to be.
Nice.
But when I opened the hood and looked at the fender tag, it's got 2 fender tags.
Right.
It says job number 69 on it.
Oh, cool.
So when I did restore the car, back then you couldn't buy a lot of new production parts.
Right.
So like the moldings for the fenders,
Right.
they're all OE. I bought them. They came with the original ones, but
Right.
we wanted to buy OE.
So how did you determine that it was a pilot car? Just off of the fender tag?
He actually advertised it. There's the VIN.
Right.
And if you look at the VIN tag, it's 0007.
That's cool.
So it's a very early production. It actually has 70s have Argent centers. The 71s are like this.
Right.
I did put a set of these on. This car originally had the Argent. I have.
Was there anything else unique to it being a pilot car that was different?
Well, when I had the fender tags, or the door tags or door panels off,
Right.
it said job number 69.
Okay.
And when I had the dash out, all over it said job number 69.
Cool, cool.
And
So it was kind of followed through the
yes,
line.
the gentleman I
Yeah.
bought it from actually had Galen go through and document the whole car.
Right.
From the VIN tag.
Right.
So I have that. Come look at that.
Cool.
It's a cool car. It's
So you can find some rare stuff in the swap meet. This is actually a Mopar collector's guide, the first one we ever did, which I'm not even sure what that year is. We have one of these left. So you found it in the swap meet. What'd you pay for it?
$10.
Oh, that's a deal.
Never worn. It's up to date. A few wrinkles, but
Cherish that one. There's not a whole lot of those around. So
Thanks.
cool.
We don't have a full set though.
Hey, Rob.
Hey.
Just the 2.
Hey.
Initially, for 58 Dodges
Mhm.
and DeSotos, and they were going to make them for the fuel-injected cars.
Right.
And then they were supposed to fit the cars coming, but in '62 they downsized the car, so they had to make smaller headers.
Right.
And they had to get the stuff inside. And the fuel injection was made, and then Bendix had problems with them, and Bendix didn't stand up to their side of the deal, so they took the fuel injection stuff off,
Mhm.
and they put on the 2 4-barrels.
Okay. Now this intake here looks like it was 2 butterfly injectors is what they were?
Yeah.
Does anybody
Yeah,
have
and
the
this here-
injectors? Yeah.
This here's for the injection that goes in, see? Yeah.
Does anybody have the injectors anymore?
I'm working on it.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Next year?
Well, what I'd like to do is the same reason I brought this. Someone made some comment that I didn't like, and I said, you know, they're in my shed. Nobody gets to see them.
Right.
I'm going to bring them along.
Right.
But if you got them out, people want to ask, so you have to stay here.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do today. Explain to people so they can see it. And I have 2 350 cubic inch motors with the right serial numbers. And my next goal is to get one of them motors together and then put this stuff on and bring it over here, and then maybe somebody will go, hey, I know somebody that's got some more parts.
So do you know if there's a running one anywhere?
No.
I've never
that I
seen
know
one. Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I know of.
How many of these setups do you think escaped the factory?
Well,
A
the
dozen?
important one.
You think a dozen of them made it out, or
I was told about 14 to 20.
14 to 20? And have you ever seen another setup?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, they're non-existent, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But thank you for dragging them out. As always, we love seeing them, and really love to see the whole motor together. That would be awesome.
We're working on it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Roger. What happened to it? Did it hit a pole or a
I bought
building?
that with the car in '77.
Okay.
Bought it brand new. The car.
And it was like that when you got it? Was it really?
How much you asking
Hill
for
in
that?
Maryville, Tennessee. I'm sorry?
How much you asking for
No.
that?
Sentimental.
No?
You're actually number 77 though.
He's got a list.
Well, damn. You're 78 now. Yeah, it's
Keep following me around.
yeah, it's got a lot of attention. It's just
Well, it would be. So
we threw it on the
fun
trailer at the last bid. We pulled back here. There was a herd of people following us. Like, what's the deal? What's the deal? I mean, they were like ducks walking.
I always find some cool things in the swap meet, but where this show really begins to separate itself out from most others is the car corral area. It's a go-to in this area for people who are looking for new projects. There are a good number of cars and trucks in various stages of disrepair, totally restored, and survivor condition that change hands over this weekend.
You know they make pickup trucks, right?
We got one of our cars in your magazine a lot of years ago.
Which one's that?
68 Hemi Super P.
Oh, cool.
The red one.
So you're a B-body guy, obviously.
I am a B-body guy.
What's the story on your trailer combo you got here?
Well, it was a decision. I decided I wanted to bring 2 cars and I didn't want to drive them.
Right.
I don't think the gas is much less,
But it only took one driver, right?
one driver. And it so happens to have a Roadrunner trailer.
Uh-huh. Well, that's really cool.
Which is original stickers on the trailer.
Is it really?
When we bought it.
That's awesome.
It's an original R6 red car. When the painter painted, we told him we didn't want a white or a black butt stripe.
Right.
He gave it the original color.
Color on color. It's cool.
Color on color. Painted the whole car that color, and then candy apple over it.
It's a lot of
If
red.
you notice the bees are a little different color
Uh-huh.
in the circle.
Right.
That's because he had the bees backwards.
Oh, did he?
And we made him change them. He had to cut this
He was
out.
going the wrong way?
He had to, yeah, he had them backwards.
Okay.
He had to cut this out to that line
Oh, shit.
and then repaint it.
7 layers of clean. But he did a fantastic job.
Made him work for his money.
Yeah, we did. We made him work for his money.
Well, that's a cool setup, guys. It definitely gets a lot of attention.
Thank you.
Now I wish I'd got the trailer painted.
Yeah.
Both weather and economics had an effect on this year's Mopars in the Park show, coming in around 100 cars shy of last year's event. The weather forecast was shit, first with hail pummeling the area during setup. We hid under the tent for some time to avoid getting hit by falling ice, but our rental car wasn't so lucky. Thank God most of the show cars hadn't yet got there, but the hail threat was forecasted throughout the weekend. Despite no more hail coming to fruition, the mere thought of it sure scared many away. Add to that record high temps that people from that far north are just not used to. You can see why this year's show numbers fell short of last. I also think with the high cost of living, people are cutting back on some of the out-of-state events they're going to. With that all said, Mopars in the Park is still one of the top 5 Mopar shows in the country. Even with the aforementioned issues, there were nearly 900 cars in attendance, a formidable swap meet, and plenty of Mopar-loving spectators. This is one of those rare shows that you can count on one hand that has morphed into more than just a show for die-hard Mopar lovers. It attracts young and old car enthusiasts of all genres for this celebration of everything Mopar. It's almost more of a fair of sorts, where families come with their kids for a day of fun in the sun, many of which are not even Mopar owners, rather casual fans of all kinds of cars. This show is a rare jewel that is doing a serious effort to fight for the hearts and minds of the locals. The corporation should really be taking note of this and leveraging this to their benefit. One of the areas of this show that is really growing is the Barn Find exhibition, and this year there were around 24 really cool shaggy Mopars in various degrees of disrepair. To me, the standout here was this Mystery Mr. Norm's 1966 Cornet. It appears to be a legit 426 wedge motivated car, which if you know Mopars, you know wasn't supposed to be an option for this year. As far as my overall favorite Mopar of the weekend, it was hands down this 1971 six-barrel Cuda that was not only a killer color combo, but it was loaded with a plethora of goodies and impeccably restored back to original factory standards.
What years did they make those?
69.
69 only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Explorer is still in business.
Right.
This is the first year they did it.
Okay, which was 69.
Yeah, and this body style I think is just. Oh yeah. In 70 they changed to the other van.
Right.
Like the one next to me.
Right,
Probably
right,
a 70.
right.
Yeah.
So it's a 1 year
So I
only.
guess this is a 1 year old. Yeah. Never thought of it before, but yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It was gutted when I got it. It came out of the junkyard.
As always, if you want to read more about these and many more Mopars from this show, make sure you have a subscription to the only Mopar magazine that matters, Mopar Collector's Guide.
This is a really cool car that some MCG readers will remember. It's actually a police car out of Hawaii. So tell us a story on this one and refresh our memory.
Well, 68 Charger RT.
Right.
Was ordered by a police officer in 1967. Delivered in Honolulu, December of '67. Was on the force for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. He got in a little trouble. He was a young cop, and some of the folks were complaining that they're getting pulled over by a hot rod. But the blue gumball light's still in it.
Right.
Was decommissioned in 1970, I believe. The police officer kept the car. I heard about it and dug around, and it took me a couple years and found it. But it's a 440 Magnum car. Has 66,000 miles. All original, with one reed paint 30-something years ago.
All right. And you were on a military base there when you found it, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was in the Air Force, on Hickam Air Force Base. Go to the drag strip, hear stories about getting pulled over by a Charger. Yeah, the pursuit was on, so to speak.
And to get it back in the States, how hard was that?
Well, I thank the taxpayers. I inquired a little bit, and then they saw the car and saw it was pretty clean, and they put it in a container for me.
So being in the military, that's a normal thing, is to bring cars back and forth like that?
Yeah, I kind of talked them into taking good care of it, and they did.
Oh, cool. Can you show us under the hood?
I can. It's never been out, so it's dirty. But and then I had it set up. I used to race the car pretty regular, so I have all the original components. It's a heater delete car. You can see the firewall, factory heater delete.
That's cool.
Factory tinted glass all the way around, power windows. It had 3 antennas on the car, of course, for the police duty. And
did you ever get to talk to him about the?
I became really good friends.
Okay,
with him.
so what was his idea about buying a Charger? I mean, how did he come up with that?
They were ordering cars. His buddy was a Dodge dealer in Honolulu, and he said, you got to wait for this 68 Charger that's coming out. And he showed him a little card with a promo photo in this color, turbine bronze. And so he ordered one at that time, and yeah, he said, nobody ever got away from me. That's his exact words. Yes, and he was the neatest guy, very meticulous. So all the chrome and everything's original, glass, even the windshield's the factory windshield.
You still got the light in there?
I do. The light is inside. I'll show it to you real quick. I have all the original components for the engine that as a kid, you want to make changes.
Mopar Collector's Guide, when did we do this? We did this in, looks like November of 2016. So it's been a while, huh?
So I put the light in here.
Cool, and it used to have a hole in the roof.
Yeah, it did. It had a peg, and you can kind of see it was leaded in.
Right.
Yeah, and then it had 2 antennas here. One was actually in a sail panel, which was it was kind of unsavory, but we got that cleaned up.
Right.
Factory tailpipes, even the extensions are factory.
Well, cool. Thanks for showing us around again.
Good to see you again.
All right, take care.
You bet.
Also, if you like this video, please smash the like button. And if you want to see more like this one, hit the subscribe to Mopar TV button. It's absolutely free. That's a wrap from Stillwater, Minnesota. Mopar's in the park. Until next month, I'll see you on the pages of MCG.